Guess we got a bunch of thirsty ladies here. Yeah, that's it. Keep eating so I don't have to buy no more eggs. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got one bucket that's full of eggs. The rest of them are empty. 13 eggs, not bad for late December. They're a bit on the dirty side, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to rectify that problem. Yeah, the plan is to put more pine shavings in these egg boxes. That way they'll have a cleaner place to lay. Because what happens is they get in those nests and they start defecating and stuff in there. And if sooner or later it just gets where eggs are a lot more on the dirty side than what they have to be. So try to keep straw or pine shavings or whatever in your egg boxes, and you'll help have a cleaner eggs when you go to collect them. This is the before. See how nasty it is? And here's the after. Notice how much cleaner them boxes look? That'll help keep the eggs cleaner too. What am I going to do with the rest of that? I'm going to dump it on the floor of our chicken mobile. Now I just kind of dumped it in a pile and used the stick, kind of spread it around a little bit. Chickens, they'll go in there and start scratching around. They'll spread it around a little bit more. And that'll help for a cleaner floor in there too. Now somebody somewhere is asking, why don't you dump the old out? Why are you leaving the old in there when you're just putting the new on top? Well, the reason is it's helping break down stuff. Because in the springtime, when I clean this chicken tractor out, what's going to happen is I'm going to put it in a pile somewhere where it can mature a little bit better. And then sooner or later, it'll eventually turn into fertilizer for us so we could use on our garden. And so what we'll end up doing is starting a mulch pile. And you got to be real careful with chicken manure if you use it, because you don't want to put it directly on your plants, especially like tomato plants and stuff, because it's got such a high nitrogen output to it that it can actually burn it up. So you kind of want to put it off to the side for a little bit, and you need to wait at least 6 months or so before you put it on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm planning on building me a little composting area this spring where I can dump that out, where we can start having our own fertilizer that we can put on the garden. Now, I know I've been talking about need to move this chicken mobile, and I really do. But I was getting ready to do it here the other day, and it rained on me again. And my truck's just two-wheel drive, so I can't move it when it's muddy like this, because I'm just going to sit there and spin my tires. So what I'm working on, I guess I'm going to have to work on trying to get me a hitch for my tractor, because if I could pull it with a tractor, then, the tractor, it'll do these type of conditions a lot better than what the truck will. So I can even move it even when it's a little bit on the muddy side. Okay, so I bought a dozen eggs the other day because I needed some for our holiday cooking, and our chickens were kind of on strike at that moment, and I'll tell you more about that later. It had to do with the feed. But anyway, when I brought this home, I seen something that I thought was kind of weird. Look at that, how they're advertising that right after the name of the farm. See Hilldale Farms. All natural brown eggs. Now, can somebody explain to me what the difference is between a natural egg and the other eggs? Because I don't know of any other way that a chicken egg can be produced other than naturally. It still has to go through the process of chicken. Chicken's got to eat, it's got to drink, and it goes down all through the system. I don't know the whole scientific part of it, but, it consists of all the proteins and stuff they eat. That's how they make their eggs. And so any other way that you'd have an egg is totally impossible in this sense. But on down there it says hens are fed an all-natural whole grain diet rich in corn and soy protein. Feed contains no animal fat, no animal byproducts, no preservatives, no hormones or pesticides. That's all great. But that part where it says all natural brown eggs, all that is what you call come on. It's just something to get your attention and make you want to buy it. Because that's all natural. All eggs are natural. Now, they could have said our chickens were fed an all natural diet. That's fine. That's great. But there is no way that you can have an egg in the store that was not grown naturally. It is impossible. Now, we're working on lab-grown meats right now, which I'll put a link in the description below because I've done videos on that before. But honestly, that kind of scares me that they put that. What's more scary is that somebody might actually believe that. They'll look at that and say, oh, that one's not a natural egg. The other one don't have that description on it. Guess what? That other egg's natural too. They might have been fed a different diet, but they're natural eggs. All right, going back to what I was saying about the feed was messing with my egg production. I know we've all seen all over YouTube videos and stuff of how certain feeds, like the Tractor Supply sells, it's been slowing people's egg productions down, and there have been a lot of people that agreed with it, a lot of people disagreed with it. Well, it's not just Tractor Supply's feeds. I found there's been some other feeds and stuff that I've found that seems to slow them down. Tractor Supply, it seems like anytime I use Tractor Supply feed, they come to complete stop. It don't matter if it's in summertime, wintertime, whatever. I've noticed they do seem to stop. And there was some other feeds that I found that I was trying to get from a local feed mill. They didn't do so well on those either. But for some reason, every time I used the World King layer pellets, they seem to produce a lot more almost every time. But yeah, this Country Road brand layer pellet seems like every time I use it, that's when I get my most eggs. And I like to mix it with either some sweet feed or some corn. This last time I bought some corn to go with it. Some people will complain, say you shouldn't use corn with your chickens, but I've used it, never had any issues out of it. So that's just what I do to get my eggs. And like I said, this seems to really work for me. Now, if you're wondering why I feed my chickens pellets instead of crumbles, well, it's because of the way I feed them. I choose to feed them on the ground so they can kind of scratch around and do what chickens naturally do. But, if I kept them in the barn like I used to do, where I had to feed them inside, I'd probably use crumbles then if I was using hanging feeders. But where I throw it on the ground, I like to use pellets. That way less goes to waste. Because I kind of feel like we've used the crumbles doing this style feeding. I kind of feel like a lot of it's overlooked and stomped into the ground and stuff. So that's why I choose pellets. But, use what you want to use depending on the type of feeding that you do. Like I said, if you're using hanging feeders, whatever, you'd be better off using the crumbles. See how much cleaner the eggs look when they're on clean bedding? Yep. And that's all we have for y'all today. Thank you for joining us right here on Equally Yoked Farm. If you hadn't done so, please hit that like button. If you're not yet a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to tell you, if you missed getting your homesteader friend a Christmas present this year, I tell you what, down there, hit that share button, send it to their Facebook Messenger, and give them a chance to watch us. Y'all have a nice one. Bye-bye. Then he said unto them, Go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy unto our Lord. Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength.